Hey everyone, we've only gone and done a win, haven't we? Welcome to the Back of the Nest match review show. I'm stepping in for a man like DR. It's typical that DR misses a win, but yeah, poor DR, eh? We got Patrick with us tonight. Hello, Pat. How are you?
Hey Nick, how are you? Long time no see.
Yeah. I think the last time I saw you, either online or anywhere, was at QPR away in the cup.
No.
I've seen you since then.
Man United. So you and your son in the fan zone. Remember?
Oh yeah, that was it. Forgot about
It's been a while though. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, I've been trying to forget that game. So we got the win.
Point. Yes.
Yeah, the Ipswich manager was saying about their loss at the weekend to Forest about fine margins. It seems to sum up our season as well, because there's so many games we've drawn that we could have won. We've got the worst shots to goals ratio in the league. My first words I wrote down on my notes were impotent. Am I being grossly unfair?
I think on the whole, you're right. I think today we did a great job playing away, keeping the possession, but a lot of times with possession for possession's sake, a lot of playing behind in the back between Chalobah and Gahey and Lacroix, not really looking going forward. Eze kind of turning the back. But I thought performance for an away performance, it was very, very good. I'm thinking back like the Wolves game when we took the lead, but let them score those 2 goals back to back in like 5 minutes and let them back in the match. Today, I never really felt Mitch was going to get back into that match. You know, there are a couple of chances here and there, but nothing really. So I think overall, defensively, very, very solid. And to get an away win in this league is very difficult. And I think it was a good job today.
Yeah, I mean, the odds were stacked against us, weren't they? I think Ipswich have won 28 midweek games in a row.
Yeah.
And but it was never going to be a high scoring game, given it was the team that hadn't won at home versus the team that hadn't won away. But JP Mateta was the difference, and what a ball through from Eze.
Yeah,
now, who played the ball to Eze? Because it was like a quick free pass out the back, wasn't it? Straight through the middle.
Sure about, I don't remember who played that first part, but the ball from Eze to Mateta is brilliant. But what I really like again about Mateta is reminds me of the goal he scored against Man United last year, where he fought off the defender, Grave, knocked him to the ground, and then the finish over the goal, to chip it over with his left foot, his right footed, was brilliant. I mean, honestly, I feel bad for the guy because he hasn't had a lot of chances this season, but he's got 4 goals altogether. I think 3 in the Premier League so far. But he works hard. His work rate is tremendous. He's very important to what we do. And again, great ball by Eze, but really a really good finish. And it was nice to go up that 1-0 because at 1-0, I felt like we could get at least a point. I was a little worried they might snatch a goal, but I just thought that was an important goal. And very well taken by him.
Yeah, the little dink wasn't as good as his little dink after for his goal against West Ham when he got into the win, but any dink will do. Should we open the lines up, Patrick? Have you got the wherewithal to put the details up for that? And if you haven't already, hit like, hit subscribe. Sorry, DR's going to tell me off for not coming in saying that straight away, but I'm so giddy with the 3 points that it completely slipped my mind. We're going to give you a chance to join in the show. We're going to keep it fairly short today, as it's an evening match and a school night for some of us. But let's try and have a bit more positivity than I did at the beginning, going on about how we can't score. But I still maintain we had 2 or 3 chances that were really good chances, and we just didn't make the most of them. Now, I wrote on my notes, I actually did notes, kids, so, I've done some homework, that we seemed quite happy to sit back and take chances when we could, which is, you could suppose, is a typical away support, away stance. But I do miss the let's take the game to the other team and beat them rather than waiting for an opportunity to nick a win. Is that more of a percentages game now from Glasner, do you think, Pat?
No, I think, I'm going back to your point you made earlier about the amount of draws we have, the 6 draws we have. I think and Premier League win is difficult to get. We've shown that obviously 1 in 13 now, 2 in 14. But I just think that knowing the energy that Ipswich going to bring to that match, you mentioned that stat, I think it was whatever it was, 28 matches or whatever, they hadn't lost the midweek game under McKenna. The fact that again we hadn't had an away win, we were struggling to get a win since obviously since Spurs. I think the mindset was fine. I just think if we played the ball a little bit quicker going forward, like for example, I thought Saar was very quiet today. I just think we didn't get involved in the game at all. And that was the way we were playing. But I think we controlled the match, and I think that's what Glasgow wanted to do today. So I'm not really critical of the tactics. Again, I don't know if we can go out and score 3-4 goals in an away match. Hopefully it will come soon, but I'm pretty sure that's part of our game plan right now.
Yeah, exactly. And Jarvis agrees with you there in the background. Yeah, so don't forget, if you want to join in, I know we had 2,900 and something there today, so it's a great turnout for Tuesday night. Spiritual is a Norwich fan, I think. Can we assume that, Patrick, looking at that message?
A lot of emojis for an Ipswich supporter, so I'm going to say either Palace or Norwich for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So I want to talk to you about Hughes, because he was almost my man of the match. He was industrious, he won clever fouls. My only criticism was a lot of his passes were backwards, but it still meant that we kept possession. But he was just busy and terrier-like. Do we keep him there, or should we be looking at a Lerma Ducore pairing there, do you think?
It's hard to argue with what Hughes brings to the team. He brings leadership, he brings, sensibility, he brings, experience. I thought he was solid today. I wouldn't have given him man of the match, but I think that's the interesting shout by you to name him. I would have had Mateta or Henderson for the clean sheet, but he did well. My only issue with him was he got a silly yellow card, but he had like 88% passing today. He was very good on recoveries and interception and tackles. He's solid in there. I honestly think for Man City, the way their midfield is going, he's a better option than Lerma right now, because their central two at Man City is very up in the air as far as who's going to play there. I think Hughes in there with Decore again would work. But again, if he was to bring in, he being glad to brought in Decore, I'd have no problem with that. And we're only a week and a half away from hopefully having Wharton back too, which is another great option to have. So there's that.
Yeah, and then we've got the transfer window to worry about.
No, let's not do that.
Yeah. I'm going to put Alex's comment up here that the offensive wasn't really good. Mateta has to solely move the ball up and score. Was that the only way we were going to get the ball in the net? How we did, do you think?
Well, Eze had a great chance, right, in the first half.
Yeah.
Had a chance one-on the keeper, left foot shot was blocked. I mean, we didn't have a lot of opportunities, but I wouldn't say the only way we were going to score was that one chance. What do we have? We had 13 shots, only 3 on target. 2 of them I remember, obviously, was 2 by Mateta, 1 by Eze. I mean, I don't know if that was the only way. I think that, again, I think the way that we tried to play away to Ipswich was a game plan by Glasner. Control the ball as much as you can, and then obviously have Eze or Mateta hopefully start creating an opportunity. We also had a bunch of corner kicks that we kind of wasted there. We had, what was the stat on that? We had 6 corners. We had a lot of corner kicks that we kind of wasted. So there was that too, but no, 7 corners, sorry. So, I think, again, overall, I didn't have a point where we played. I wish we'd get the ball quicker, a little bit faster, like we did against Villa. But again, I think Ipswich away, the game plan worked. We proved it worked. We won 1-0. So.
All right. Well, it looks like we've got our first caller tonight. Let's introduce Dan. Hey, Dan, how you going?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you, mate. And yourself?
Yeah, we're good. It always feels good after a win, doesn't it? At least the rest of the week isn't ruined. I noticed you got 3 points again, Olay. I think you should take the again out of that and put it on in a couple of weeks. We've won the next 2 games. What are your thoughts on tonight?
I'm glad I can just sing it again. Actually, you know what I mean. It's been ages since I've been able to sing it. But I think the last 2 games. I think the last few games we've dug in deep and we played really, really well. You know, Munoz has been absolutely exceptional in both. I feel. And again today, like if Saar wasn't so greedy, then he could have slipped Munoz through, and it would have been a fairer reflection on the game. I think we kind of bossed it from start to finish. I don't really remember Henderson being tested that much, it's starting to look good again, and you know what I mean. I'm kind of happy with performances as such.
Yeah, I don't think anybody had a bad game, did they? There were two momentous. Well, they weren't momentous, but two moments that Henderson was involved in. One was where he saved the ball at the near post between his knees. I thought that was quite impressive and instinctive. And where he caught the ball on the edge of the area, how close was that?
Yeah, I must have been out of the room having a coffee. I can't remember seeing them, but no. Henderson again. You know, he had his doubters, and I think this year he's been one of our stronger players. If I'm being brutally honest, he's kept us in a majority of games, but he has a clanger every now and then, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, but then everybody has a bit of a mistake in them, don't they? So there's no player that doesn't have a mistake in them. It just shows up more when you've got the goalkeeper making a mistake. What I did notice today, I'd never noticed before, was he's kicking out with both feet, isn't he? Obviously not at the same time, because that'd be very strange, wouldn't it? I'm just picturing that in my mind. But yeah, he's kicking out with his left and his right. The other player, I thought was vastly improved on recent games, and maybe it's because he's getting fitter, is Eza. What were your thoughts on Eza today?
Yeah, Eze's just one of them players that it's a must-have in every team, isn't it? Really, you know, an unfit Eze can miraculously make 10 minutes, and you know go ahead and can assist 3 goals or can score 3 goals. You know, he's a massive plus point, and you know when he's not there, you just look at it and it's like an unstable balance. But Eze today though, you know, like as soon as Gladstone said, look, stay up the pitch, because Tyreek Mitchell and Guay are not that sort of leader to say to Eze, look, just clear off up the pitch, just stay up there, go away, just stick up there. And as soon as Gladstone pulled him in at half time and he said, look, stay up the pitch, he got the ball and look what he done. You know, I mean, fired in Mateta, and there we go, end of story, 1-0.
So before we let you go, Dan, what are your thoughts on Saturday? How do you think we'll do? Will we end City's barren run for them?
We've got a good record. We got a good record against Man City, but I think City at the minute are a wounded animal and they're ready to explode. I'm hoping they do it. I'm hoping they do it in Wednesday or Thursday whenever they're playing. But you know, I mean, like I don't know. I'm hopeful of just a good performance. More than anything, I'm hopeful of just a good performance, and then we'll just take it from there. We've got some big games coming up, and hopefully Eze stays fit, and hopefully Adam Wharton comes back into the fold, and then I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure we will be. It's just that difference between being fine and pushing for the European places, like what we thought we would do at the beginning of the season after that run. Well, look, Dan, thanks very much. We're going to let you go now. And cheers. If anybody else wants to join in, Patrick's put the link on the screen for us. It's like having my own producer, Pat. Do you think Henderson's won over the fans now, Pat?
I guess it kind of depends. If you didn't like him before, you might, but I'd never had a problem with necessarily. Like a game like today, you have to make big saves at big moments. The one that he made on that you talked about before with Dan on that corner was a brilliant save. It really was. Knock onto the post. It was big, and it wasn't like Ipswich had a lot of chances. So to make that one big save and then keep the clean sheet was big, and that's what you need. He did the same thing against Tottenham, had a great game against United, I thought, when I was there. So he had some really good games. But again, if you don't like him as a keeper, I don't think today changes anything. But again, I just need to just keep getting those clean sheets. I want to talk a little bit, actually, Nick, about the back three, because I've been mentioning that. We'll talk to my son really about it. I think Lacroix, Chalobah, and Gahey are really good back three. And I really like the fact that finally, obviously, since Spurs, we got a clean sheet. I think they've been playing well. They've made like one mistake a game. The Gahey own goal, the mistake by Lacroix against Villa. But as a group, they played really well. What are your thoughts on how they played today?
Yeah, I think that they're beginning to gel a lot more now. Couple of misplaced passes from Chalobah, I thought, but at the other end, maybe could have scored from a corner, although the defender was right, jumped up well with him, so put it just over. And it's almost as if Munoz and Mitchell aren't in the defence at all.
Interesting.
At all. It was almost like both teams were playing with wingers and a back three. Yeah, I think they're all right, although Evan seems to think that Chalobah's making a lot of errors as well. You wouldn't know it from how you guys come across. I know it's a late night, we're midweek, we're near the end of term for us teachers, and we're just waiting for the holidays to come. So it's that time of term time of year where everything gets a bit tired. So sorry about that.
What have I done about? Have I said something negative about the game? I thought I was pretty happy about the win.
No, you smiled, Patrick, which is unusual.
Right, I mean, exactly. You know me better. Exactly. I don't know what George wants me to do. I don't really do like pirouettes or handstand, but if you want me to do one, I'll try. That'll work better for you. So
what I did like was the fact that we had Richards to slot in there straight away.
Interesting sub that was. I thought that was interesting because I hadn't noticed that Chalobah had actually a lot of those poor passing, but I like the fact he brought Richards in, and he did a good job. I mean, solid again. Helped to keep the clean sheet. So when you bring someone on late like that, you can't complain when you get the clean sheet. So yeah, that was a good job by Glasner doing that late sub.
What do you make of Sarr? He's not quite there yet, is he? I don't think.
I mean, he has been on and off the last few matches. I think today was very quiet. I don't know if that was really him or the way we played. I think a lot of the play today was more down the left side, more down Ezra's side. Because obviously Ezra didn't play against Villa, which is obviously Sarr's best game. He was very good against Villa. He was good against Wolves too. So I just think he wasn't as involved as he could have been. But I don't think he was poor today. I just think it was just kind of quiet, really, honestly, just kind of quiet today.
Yeah, there's a couple of people saying that we weren't all that and Ipswich weren't all that. Do you think we kind of play to the opposition anyway? I think all teams do. It's that bit I mentioned at the beginning about taking the game to opposition teams rather than soaking up the pressure, and not in a Roybal way, but waiting for those chances to come. What do you think?
No, I think that we played fine. Again, I'll say it again. They had that very good, streak of undefeated matches in midweek matches. This is the first go on the lights of Portman Road in the Premier League in 20-something years. The crowd was up for it. I thought we did a good job. I don't have the issue with how we played today. Had we lost 1-0, I would come on here and had a bunch of excuses. But I'm not going to complain about a 1-0 away victory, our second victory of the season. No, I thought we played fine today. I didn't have a problem. We didn't make any silly mistakes. Even the chances that they had, which weren't a lot. There was the lap had a header he probably could have put on goal. He didn't put on goal. Obviously, the header that Henderson saved. But I thought defensively we were very solid. Midfield was good. Henderson was good with Decore. Talk about him a little bit. I thought Decore did good in the first half. Got a yellow card. But I thought Decore's getting back into it more, and which is good. I love the way that Glasner's using the subs. I mean, he brought Ezra off to get Devaney on. Obviously the injury brought Nketiah on later on, get him some minutes in his legs. Got Decore off at halftime on the yellow card and hadn't played in a while. So I have no complaints about it. I mean, I'm very happy with the win. I'm sorry if I'm not coming off as jumping up and down, but I'm very happy with the win. Very happy with the win. So.
Yeah, exactly. And just imagine what we can do when Kamada comes back. Where is he? I thought he only had one match banned, didn't he?
No, it was 3. He's back on. He's back against Man City, by the way. So
I think Matthews kind of agreed with you there. But you're saying when the opposition's having an off day, that's when we need not to match their performance. I don't think they had an off day though, Matthew. I think we did enough to stop them playing. I think the fact that we weren't pressing the goalkeeper too much when they were having goal kicks, but the moment the ball was released by the goalie, that was it. We were 2 or 3 on. We were hunting in packs and we were winning the ball back quite a bit that way. And because we did that, we were able to keep our shape a bit rather than just pressing high, where we know Ipswich have got those quick players and can play the ball over the top. So we were quite high, but not high enough to actually let them in. Does that make sense, Pat?
It does, but I mean, I don't want to beat it. I know you got that moniker, Statman Pat, but if you want to look at the stats as far as how they played today, being Ipswich, 0.49 xG, 9 shots total, only 2 on target. They had 1 big chance. It's not it's not like they were all over us. I disagree with the fact that exerting ourselves. I understand what you're trying to say there. Who made the comment about exerting themselves? Do you remember who that was?
Go on. So say that again.
Who made the comment about trying to exert ourselves during the game? It doesn't make. I mean, I understand that. I understand that point, but again, I think today, based on how we played lately, the most important thing was the 3 points. I don't think today matters if we won 4-0 or 1-0. Today was about getting those 3 points. With Man City coming up and then Brighton and Arsenal, this is a must-win. And a lot of people going in here today thought we weren't going to win the match, and we won it. So I'm not worried about how we exert ourselves. I think just getting the 3 points, playing, I think, a very decent game, I think that's fine. So I love that comment by David. Today was tactical and we showed control during the adjustment. I agree with that. I think that's a brilliant comment. I agree with that totally. I really do.
And what we've got to bring into consideration there is the fact that it's we've got a lot of games coming up, so you don't want to overexert yourself.
Look at LF, freezing cold, stuck in traffic, all worth it if that result. Great away day. LF, well, first, congratulations on going up, then getting that win. Get home safe. And I agree with you. Totally agree. Worth it for the result. Great away day. Good, great comment.
Yeah.
I'll agree.
And put your heater on in the car.
And by the way, we could be West Ham because they are now 3-0 down to Leicester away, and we are now 3 points behind West Ham. So it could be a lot worse. I'm very happy with the win.
Could be, by the time we play them, we could be ahead of them.
When do we play them again? Do you know? It's January, right?
January, yeah, isn't it?
I mean, we should be ahead of. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Wintersgate, I agree with your comment. We should give him a break. I'm not slating him. I'm just ribbing, really. Well, look, Pat, we haven't got many people calling in. Oh, hang on, we've got Patrick.
My namesake's in the.
I thought you were going to say my nemesis.
There was no way I was. There was no way I was going to.
Nemesis sometimes, but not today, right, Pat?
Yeah. There was no way I was going to pass up. I'm sitting here at work like, wait a minute, is that Patrick? Oh, no. I got to talk to him. You guys a minute. How's everything going, everybody? How was your holiday? I don't know if you guys do Thanksgiving, but we do here. So
no, only over here we do. We don't do it in England. But I had a great one. How was yours?
Pretty good.
Great.
So, what did you guys think of how Mitchell played? I thought he played pretty good.
Very good.
Even though his crossing is not the best, but if he could just concentrate on when he does his crosses, forget even trying to hit the guy, put it in the spot, put it in a dangerous spot, and then, as they say, crash the boards, go get the ball. I thought he really played well today. I don't see a lot of people giving him any credit, but I thought he was good defensively and he was better offensively. I thought it was a really good game.
There was a moment about 10 minutes in the end, sorry, Patrick, where he kept the ball right on the touchline and he played a sublime little ball that rolled along the touchline.
Right.
Like the Ipswich winger the ball didn't go out when he was on that run, but that's another point. I mean, he might have got a crossing and they might have scored from that, but that was a terrible decision, but it was against Ipswich, not us. But the ball he played up the wing to Eza along the floor, and then Eza just put Mateta through for the second time. I thought that was brilliant. He still looks about 10 on the close-up.
Yeah,
he hasn't aged.
Well, I mean, it's a slow. Today was a lot of slow build-up, but the tactics were right. Play solid defensively. Hit them on the counter when you could. When you have the ball, doesn't matter, and then get your goal when you get a chance. Get it in, and then just play defense. And I don't really think, other than the one save Henderson had to make on the corner, I don't really think they threatened us at all. It looked like a Premier League team versus a team with League One players that's overachieved. That's what it looked like to me.
And let's be fair, in the past, the last couple of seasons, we've gone to the newly promoted side and lost.
Mhm,
Luton last year as an example. So I'm not going to complain about how we played again. I think that, and I like the fact you called out Mitchell there, Patrick, because I thought he played really well today. He was very good against Westbrook. He's not as good against Hutchinson, but overall during the whole game, he was very good. He only misplaced 2 passes the entire match. I thought he was one of Mitchell's better defensive games. And again, we kept the clean sheet, so all of the back five plus Henderson is deserved to get kudos for that.
And in that bottom 6, we've given up the least amount of goals than the others. West Ham just got 3 dropped on them, so it's 3-0 Leicester, and that's just hilarious.
Well, 2-0 according to my telly, but
VAR ruled that one off. It's 3. It's only 2. The VAR.
Okay.
What do you make of Munoz then? How long is he going to be able to run around that much before doing himself in?
Well, I'm a little. That's another reason I called in, because I don't want to talk about the transfer window, but obviously we'll need cover on both sides. But I'm a little worried about the midfield against City, not because of how they played. It's like Hughes is playing great, but the minutes he's stacking up. I mean, we've played a lot of games in the last week and a half, and going to be playing more. And he's averaging 88 minutes a game right now. He played 90 today, didn't he? He wasn't taking off. Right.
Good point, Pat. But the good news is we have Decore, who should be able to play 90 now. You put Lerma in there. I know you guys want to make fun of him, but Kamada is back and he can play. And then one match after that, Brighton, Wharton's back. So you're right. He stack up the minutes. But the good thing is we've got players that are going to be fit, available to play in there. Even Devaney can play there in a pinch. So I think we're going to be okay. That's a great point that he has played a lot lately.
I would put Devaney in here before Kamada, but that's just me. Put the man at his put the man at his natural position, and then give him a run. But real quick, so don't tell me I just lost. Somebody was trying to call me, and I just lost my frame of mind. Sorry about that. So going forward, system wise, today it looked like more of a 3-5-2, where Sarr was pretty much really close to Mateta the whole time, and it pretty much just kind of left Munoz out on the right way by himself. Is that by design of that system? Because I thought if Sarr would have gotten the ball a bit more, he could have took his man on, but it seemed like he was so inside. When we'd have the ball and he's so inside, there's not a lot of room for him to move. Now, I'm a novice when it comes to football position, so please help me out here.
Bill and Pat, what do you think?
I think it really depends on how you look at it. I think there were definitely times when it was a 3-5-2. I mean, obviously, the base formation is 3-4-3, but because of how Ipswich played today, they play a 4-2-3-1. A lot of times they're going to have 5 guys in the midfield. So for us to match it, you drop Eze into that middle, obviously with Mitchell wide and Munoz wide on the other side, and you have obviously Decore in the first half, and Hughes. It kind of matches up. So I think you're right about that, and I think there were times when Sarr was trying to get pushed up with Mateta, but a lot of times again, I think Eze tried to join the other 2 and make it a 3. So again, in possession, out of possession. But I think today, Glazer got it spot on. I don't think there was any point in the game when it was overrun. There were no times when Delap was 1-on-1, even with Lacroix. He was actually, a lot of time he was in there. Gay, he was helping out, or Chad was helping out. Delap was very quiet today. Wes Burns was shut down a lot by Mitchell. I think the only person that had a lot of joy was Jack Clark. Had a really good game, I thought, versus Munoz.
Right. And then they
right. Good play.
I know they took him off, Clark, and it seemed like
I was surprised. I was happy, but surprised. Yeah.
Their tactics seemed to be little, other than Hutchinson, their attack was a little dead after that. Hutchinson had the one good cross and that nobody attacked, but other than that, it looks like a team that, they're entertaining to watch, but they look like a team of overachievers, and that's credit to their manager, I guess. But well, guys, that's really all I have. I saw you guys on here, so I just wanted one of the rare chances I get to talk to you both. So I'll jump in and
appreciate that, Pat. Really do appreciate it.
All right, Take care, guys.
All right, to you too. Take care.
Cheers, Patrick. It's 3-0 now, Leicester. So
I just saw the goal. Wow, that's an impressive start for him. I'm not gonna lie, that's impressive. I tell you right now, but seriously, this is not a West Ham podcast, but they are in the mud. I love to see it, but they are
Yeah.
muddy. They are in big trouble. That
Yeah.
manager. Thing is that they have no option because they just got rid of a manager they hated who got them a European trophy. You can't go back to Moyes. Who are they going to get? It's like us, like, you know, if Club doesn't work out, going back to Roy, or having that thought. You
Tony
know,
Pulis.
Sorry,
Tony Pulis.
Sam Allardyce, Alan Pardew, all have been there before.
Yeah.
All retreads, exactly.
The last thing I want to say though is before we finish up is we played really well, and that was shown by how many times Ipswich played the ball back to their keeper when
Great
they were
point.
on the edge of our penalty area.
Yes.
We marshalled them really well. There wasn't any little gaps for them to go in. We kept our shape a lot better than we have been. But
I agree.
Ipswich allowed us to do it. Well, look, we said half an hour before we came on. Thanks for everybody watching. Hit that like and subscribe down below. It's been brilliant talking to Patrick again because it's been a while. And, well, look forward to seeing everybody again. I will send D everybody's love when I speak to him. And up the Palace.
Up the Palace.